know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Hello everyone, welcome back to the SweetpeaDiaries. On this channel, we explore different topics that range from celebrity trending topics, court cases, documentaries, and even true crime stories. Now today we are delving into true crime, and with that being said, I have a story for you that is very disturbing. But before we get into it, I'm issuing a trigger warning. This story is going to be about the essay of minors, so if that is a subject that is unsettling for you, please take necessary precautions when watching this video. We care about your mental health on this channel, and we have plenty of other content that you can both watch and enjoy if this topic disturbs you. So today's story is about the Walden West Science Camp and two camp counselors that were discovered to be pedophiles, Edgar Covarrubias-Padilla and Stephen Michael Dolan. Now, before we get into today's video, I would like to thank ExpressVPN for being our sponsor. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to ExpressVPN, friend of the channel and protector of my online data. They are giving away 3 months free on a 1-year package to all SweetpeaDiaries viewers by using the link in the description box below. Now, this is a service that I personally use 100% of the time when I'm on the internet using my phone or computer. It allows me to bypass content restrictions while traveling and ensures all of my data is 100% private and safe wherever I connect to the internet. Using ExpressVPN also allows you to get discounts when using services like Expedia, NBA League Pass, and Netflix. ExpressVPN also has 24/7 customer support to answer any questions and support all of your needs. So take back your internet privacy today by clicking on the link in the description box below and find out how you can get 3 months free. Edgar Covarrubias-Padilla, who was 27 years old at the time, worked at Walden West Science Camp, which is just outside of the city of Saratoga, located in Santa Clara County, California. Now, for over 60 years, this camp has provided year-round hands-on outdoor school experiences in the environmental sciences. So to give you an idea of what the camp is actually like, Walden West's motto is that it is teaching science today and changing the world tomorrow. The camp has 2 facilities, one in the Cupertino Hills, and the second facility is in the Saratoga Hills. Annually, this camp serves over 12,000 students during the school year and 2,000 more during the summer. There are week-long residential programs for 5th and 6th grade students, and students explore the outdoors with experienced naturalists while staying in cabins overnight. The students come from different schools in the area, and they are mixed in the cabin groups and field class groups. There are volunteer cabin leaders that can either be high school students, college students, or even parents. All of the meals and lodging are provided by the camp, and the teachers stay in the teachers' quarters, which is separated from the students and cabin leaders. Now, that was an overview of their residential overnight program. There is another program called Growing Gardens for Growing Minds, and this is a program that teaches the kids outdoor gardening. This program is done at the kids' own school sites instead of the camp itself, and the camp instructors come out to the schools, and the kids get to grow their own garden while learning about basic gardening techniques and other horticultural ideas. But Walden West summer programs are the more popular of the programs, as you can imagine. They offer different camps for different age groups, and they even have a family camp. Now, all of the summer camps are led by Walden West naturalists and volunteer counselors, and the cost of the residential programs are just a little above $400, which includes both an on-site aide and a nurse in case of a medical emergency. So as you can see, Walden West is a camp that many facilities and schools in the area have grown to love, respect, and admire because of the resources that it provides to the community. So between 2013 and 15, Edgar Covarrubias-Padilla was employed at Walden West Science Camp. He was a camp counselor, a night monitor, a mentor, and an advisor. He was hired by camp administration, who assured the students' parents that Padilla was a highly qualified aide and counselor who would be assisting their children and would be working with them through academic, social, and any personal issues that they might face, as well as oversee their needs during the time that they would be at the camp. Not only was Padilla a counselor at the Cupertino Hill site, but he was also a resident living year-round at the Saratoga camp. He was considered trustworthy, and he was put into a position to counsel, supervise, support, and advise minor students at Walden West. Children were encouraged by staff to visit Padilla at night if they were lonely, homesick, or in need. Now, because of his kind ways and ability to comfort the students, the children and staff affectionately nicknamed Padilla Papa Bear. So quite naturally, it was a shocking blow to the camp community when in 2015, Papa Bear was arrested on child pornography charges. And then a week after his arrest, additional charges were filed against him, including committing a lewd act on a child under the age of 14 and production and distribution of child pornography. Now, when the news broke that Padilla had been arrested, the camp began to receive hundreds of phone calls and emails from concerned parents, to which the Office of Education and camp administration assured the parents that their kids had had no contact with Padilla. However, that information was proven to be false, and the office had to quickly correct this misinformation about his contact with the kids after parents claimed that he would wake the campers in the morning with music playing from his laptop. They also said that the kids were encouraged to call him Papa Bear and to go to him at night if they were feeling homesick or sad.
Oh, it makes me sick. Absolutely sick. The second I heard about this, I just, it makes you physically ill.
Parents outraged after a Bay Area camp counselor's arrest, accused of possessing hundreds of images of child pornography. Good evening, I'm Dan Ashley.
And I'm Ahmed Dates. Edgar Covarrubias, an employee at Santa Clara County's Walden West Science Camp, was arrested yesterday.
Only on ABC 7 News tonight, Alan Wong is live in the South Bay, where he spoke with parents who want to know just how much contact, Alan, their kids have had with this counselor.
Well, Dan and Alma, Edgar Covarrubias was a trusted counselor at Walden West Science Camp, not far from here. It's located on 3,000 lushly wooded acres. Police say they confiscated hundreds of child porn images off his computer, and now parents want to know if he secretly took pictures of their children.
It makes you physically ill to know that we sent them somewhere that was supposed to be a fun, safe, once-in-a-lifetime memory.
Amanda Barnett's 5th grade daughter attended Walden West Science Camp near Cupertino, and the kids all knew 27-year-old Edgar Covarrubias. He was arrested for possessing more than 300 child porn images and video. Police found them on his computer at the overnight camp that teaches children about nature.
Their first time sleeping away from home.
Covarrubias posted these photos of the camp on his Facebook page. He was the night host who was nicknamed Papa Bear.
He was supposed to be awake all night to address any concerns of the campers. If they were uncomfortable with anything, they were supposed to go to Papa Bear.
Now Barnett and several parents want to know if Covarrubias took inappropriate pictures of their children, and they want school officials to hold a meeting to answer their questions.
How do we know that he did not place cameras in the showers, in the toilets, things like that?
He may have taken pictures of our kids. He was going in the cabin to wake up our kids in the morning.
The Santa Clara County Office of Education says Covarrubias passed a criminal background check when they hired him 2 years ago. In Santa Clara County, Alan Wong, ABC 7 News.
Now, Padilla's crimes were actually brought to light when federal investigators tipped off the sheriff's office to locals in that area that were downloading child pornography and exchanging it over international borders. The sheriff's office then served a search warrant at the Walden West Science Camp, and that is when they discovered that Padilla had over 20,000 inappropriate images and video of children on his personal computer and phone. Now, the problem that the parents of the victims had with the camp and county officials was that they knew that Padilla was under investigation already, because he had initially come under suspicion after he allegedly emailed child pornography to an undercover officer who was trolling the internet looking for violators after a whistleblower had tipped them off about Padilla. The parents felt that the camp should have immediately terminated Padilla and informed them of what was going on. But instead, the parents claimed that the camp knew about Padilla's activities and attempted to hide the investigation. And they continued to allow him to have one-on-one time with students. He was left alone with them without any supervision, knowing that he was under investigation. I mean, even when I was researching this case, I could not believe that the man was allowed to be left alone with children, knowing he was the subject of an investigation for distribution of child porn. When Padilla first came to the camp in 2011, he was a volunteer. In August of 2013, he was hired on full time and served in multiple positions during his employment, with most of those positions requiring him to interact with children. Each staff member at the camp had a nickname relating to the program's environmental theme, which is how Padilla got the name Papa Bear. Now, while Padilla was in jail awaiting trial, it was discovered that he had exaggerated his resume and job history by listing that he had worked for 3 months at a YMCA summer camp. But according to school officials, he only worked there for 18 hours. After this discovery, the Santa Clara County Office of Education confirmed that they did not check his references. There were other discrepancies in his work history, and parents were outraged that the camp promoted Padilla to be the only camp counselor who worked nights with the children. Following public outcry from parents and teachers who had said that this incident could have been prevented, in 2015, a task force was formed to investigate the policies and procedures at the camp. Padilla, of course, denied all allegations and said that he never harmed a child. But in 2017, by terms negotiated in a plea deal, Padilla, aka Papa Bear, pleaded to 15 criminal counts, 14 felonies, and 1 misdemeanor, including possession and distribution of child pornography and sexually molesting 2 boys. Now, according to the terms of the agreement, Papa Bear was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Then in 2020, nearly 5 years later, another victim emerged. Now, this victim was 10 years old at the time and said that she was molested at the camp just a month before Padilla's arrest. The family of this child brought a lawsuit against the Board of Education in Santa Clara, the Mount Pleasant Elementary School District, and Padilla. The suit claimed that Padilla was hired and retained without a background check that met the applicable standard of care. They had hired and retained Padilla without conducting personal and professional background references. Padilla was allowed to be alone with students without supervision, which was actually in violation of the school district and state policy. And he was encouraged to be alone with students and alone with them behind closed doors. Now, this complaint further claimed that parents were led to believe that Padilla was of high ethical and moral repute and was in good standing with the county, state, and Board of Education. They presented him as a highly qualified aide, a night monitor, a mentor, and a counselor who would assist the victim with working through academic, social, and personal issues while at the camp. The family said that because Padilla was a counselor at the camp, they felt that he must have been of high repute if the camp was employing him and allowing him to have such autonomy with the children. Now, the minor alleged that they were molested by Papa Bear on numerous occasions, and since this abuse, the victim stated that she had endured psychological and emotional trauma and has undergone a lot of therapy. She saw general damages for past, present, and future, the amount to be determined at trial, and legal fees, among other damages as well. But it seems that this was not the first time that an employee at Walden West has faced charges. 10 years earlier, back in 2005, Stephen Michael Dolan, a camp lifeguard, was arrested and convicted of child molestation. He was fired from the camp after being caught in his car with a naked teenage boy he met online. Now, since the boy was not a camper at Walden West and the incident happened outside of Dolan's work environment, the county's Office of Education did not further investigate Dolan or send out any notes to parents. But then after serving only 8 months in jail, Dolan was arrested again after being found in the car with alcohol and another boy, which was in violation of his probation. Then in 2012, he was convicted of molesting another boy, which was actually a relative, between the year 2001 and 2005. Now, this was around the time that he was a lifeguard at Walden West. This kind of makes me wonder if there were any children that may have been victims of his at the camp as well. I mean, it seems that he had a problem with molesting young children, so being around all of those kids in swimwear, since he was a lifeguard, just seems like he would have had plenty of opportunity to violate children at the camp. So it is believed that if this incident with Dolan had have been publicized and made known to parents, it could have served as an alarm to beef up safeguards for children at the camp and could have possibly prevented the molestation that happened at the hands of Covarrubias, aka Papa Bear. In conclusion, I would like to point out that since the incident with Papa Bear in 2015, there has not been any more SA allegations alleged at the hands of camp counselors or any employees at Walden West. The task force that was implemented to look into the policies and procedures at Walden West seemed to have made a difference. I also like to think now that the parents are aware as to what has happened at the camp, they are more vigilant. Just looking at the camp locations and how remote they are, violations like this are easy for predators to commit. I mean, some of these kids are having their first experiences of being away from home, sleeping overnight out in the wilderness, and that has to be very scary for them, especially for children that are ages 6 to 10. I mean, even 11 and 12-year-olds might have trouble. So please drop in the comments and let me know what you think about this video. What are your thoughts about the camp officials not alerting the parents to what Dolan had done? I mean, even though his crime had not occurred with a camper, who's to say that he never violated a camper? It may just not have been uncovered yet. Now, before we go, I will address the elephant in the room. Edgar Covarrubias was nicknamed Papa Bear. Now, I am sure when you hear that name, a popular celebrity comes to mind. And all I have to say about that in relation to this video is that you have to research names before being so quick to choose one for your child. Names and words have power and meaning, and I will let you be the judge. If the nickname Papa Bear was Googled when choosing that name, what do you think popped up in the search results? Is that a coincidence or honestly just not knowing? I will let you be the judge of that, so drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments as well. As always, be sure to like the video, share the video, and most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.